Hello and welcome into ESPN FC. Kay Murray, Ale Moreno and Stevie Nicol here in the studio. And news coming in as we go to air today that Folarin Balogun will not be serving a suspension against Belgium in their game in the last 16. Red, white and screwed, said the papers, and seeing red after his 64th minute red card after a challenge on defender Tarek Moharemovic in the Bosnia and Herzegovina game. That meant that he would be suspended for the game against Belgium on Monday. But in what is an unprecedented move, the player is now available to face the Belgians in that last 16 clash in Seattle tomorrow. We now welcome into the show Aage Fjortoft, Herculez Gomez and our own Sam Borden. Sam, let's start with you. How has this happened?
Yeah, Kay. The most interesting thing to me is that while U.S. soccer officials, I think, did have some inkling this could happen, we're told that they were in conversations with FIFA over the last couple of days. The players had no idea. They literally saw reports on social media while on the bus over here to the University of Washington, where they had their matchday -1 training. Chris Richards said about 40 conversations started breaking out all over the bus. They finally got confirmation when they arrived at the facility and heard that, in fact, Balogun is back. Obviously, really excited. I think Alex Freeman might have said it best when he said, "We don't know how this happened. We're just happy that it happened."
Yeah, you can imagine that the US side of things, they are very excited to have their top scorer back, who of course had scored in that game as well before he did get the red card. What are your thoughts on it, Herc?
Well, it increases the U.S. men's national team's chances of advancing versus Belgium. He was literally that X factor. He's already got 3 goals in as many games. Landon Donovan had an addition with 3 goals. You got to go to 1930 before that. It doesn't happen for the Americans every tournament. He's a player playing with tons of confidence and would certainly increase those odds of beating a team like Belgium. But there's the train of thought of how did this happen? Why did this happen? I'm of the train of thought of where's the injustice? Is the injustice the red card that happened to Folarin Balogun? Putting up a still frame, a slow motion image, giving it to the referee who didn't even call the red card in the game. It was VAR who brought him over, and then saying, based off this still image, based off this slow motion replay, is it contact? Is it a red card? Is it risking or endangering the opponent? Is that the injustice, or is the injustice something that you're not allowed to appeal, you're not supposed to appeal, all of a sudden is appealed? Much like the Cristiano Ronaldo decision where he elbows a player in his 3 games and it goes down to 1, so he's available for the World Cup. I'm of the train of thought, and I know this isn't a popular opinion, that it shouldn't have been a red card. I don't believe you can go through the game in still images or slow motion and judge events. That to me was the biggest injustice. This is allowing a player who should have never been sent off to play. But if you're anybody but American, this is ugly.
Let's get US Soccer's reaction to this. They've issued a statement after the news came out saying we accept the decision of the disciplinary committee and are pleased that Folarin Balogun is eligible to compete tomorrow. Our full attention is focused on the round of 16 match against Belgium in Seattle, and we look forward to the continued support of our amazing fans. Jan, your reaction, and you wonder what Belgium will be thinking about this too.
Well, first of all, I'm surprised that US Soccer accepted this decision. That surprised me big time. Well, it's customary to bring a gift to the hosts. It's like the same in Norway, and I guess it's the same in USA. I mean, the rest of the football world, I'm happy for USA. They get their best goal scorer back. Belgium will have another threat in their game tomorrow. But for the rest of the football world, this is a joke. I mean, you can't change the rule as you goes by. I mean, we had the Ronaldo thing, but at least he did 1 game against Armenia. I mean, that was a joke as well, because we all knew that's going to be done because it was Cristiano Ronaldo, because you want the biggest stars ready for the World Cup. And I'm happy for USA. Get your best player back. The red card, I think it was a red card. I don't think he did it on purpose, but it was still a red card. Having said that, you can't do things like this. This is like a tournament. I feel like I'm back in the village. I played 900 inhabitants, and we had a tournament in the villages, and we just changed the rule as times go by, as the tournament went by. This is the World Cup. I mean, what is going on here?
Oh, President Donald Trump has been on the social media about this very decision, saying on X, "Thank you to FIFA for doing what was right and reversing a great injustice." Sam Borden, your reaction?
Yeah, Kay, I mean, I think as you guys have been talking about, obviously there are two questions here. One is, was the decision correct in the moment? Was it correct, to be a red card? And then has the process been followed afterwards? I think there's no question that it's very confusing. There's no transparency here, and that's part and parcel of what we've seen from FIFA over the years. It's not surprising at all. I guess the one thing I would say is that I think from a player's perspective, as Christian Pulisic said, this is the right outcome, right? I mean, the decision in the moment was incredibly harsh. The players on the field didn't react. The referee on the field didn't even give a foul, wasn't interested in going further. It was a VAR decision. Perhaps the VAR protocols weren't correctly followed. And so I think Pulisic and several of the U.S. players kept coming back to that same idea, which was that this was incredibly harsh. And in the end, is this the right outcome? Yes, in terms of a justice perspective. Is it the right outcome in terms of, governance, administration, how a tournament should operate? I'm going to let others speak to that. But I think from a player perspective, they felt it was the wrong decision in the first place, and Balogun deserved the opportunity to play in this match.
Well, but that's from the perspective of the United States players. Yeah. That's not from the perspective of the Bosnia and Herzegovina players that got his ankle mangled. So it's honestly, look, the challenge was what it was, and you can take your position whether you think that was a red card or not. But we got to the situation in which the red card was given. And so then follow the protocols that everybody knows coming into the tournament. Listen, we're going to go over this, we're going to look at it over the next 24 hours, and we're going to come up with a decision. And once we come up with a decision, that decision is final, and we move on with our lives. The fact that this has now gone extra days to get to this decision, to this outcome, that's what we're all going, wait a minute, that is not the rules and regulations and the protocol established by FIFA for this very tournament, where everybody came to this tournament and said, hey, these are the bylaws that we are playing by. We know the rules. This is what we're going to follow. And now FIFA is going, those rules and those regulations, they apply to most, but not all, and that's when it gets really, really slippery.
We sit and listen. We sit and listen to FIFA and UEFA and referees and committees and IFAB and all kinds. And the one thing they all say, they all genuinely say, is the one thing we don't want to do is re-referee the game.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I tell you what, if this isn't re-refereeing the game, I'm not quite sure what is.